Hi guys. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I posted anything, any videos, and in those last couple of weeks I've been doing a lot of healing and a lot of processing, and the grief of Matt's loss. Losing Matt has kind of come and gone. There's days where I kind of adjusted to my new normal, and I love my home, and it's light and airy and happy. And then sometimes, like a rogue wave just kind of knocks me on my ass a little bit. And I'm okay with that. I accept that that's how it is right now, and I accept that it won't always be that way. But when that sadness comes, I'm not pushing it down. I'm not denying it. I'm sitting with it. I'm processing it, and I'm asking it. What is the nature of this sadness? Where is that coming from? A lot of time, where the sadness is coming from is some judgment that I'm holding against myself or against Matt. Mostly I've let the judgments against Matt go, but I still judge myself a lot, and I'm working on it. Like all this stuff, it's not like once you figure it out, it's instantly done. It's a work in progress. And so I have realized that a lot of the sadness that I'm processing is related to or connected to or related to judgment, some kind of judgment I had against myself. So part of what that looks like for me is just accepting that I did my best. And there's no question that I would have done, if I know what I know now, then I would have done things differently. But with the information I had, with the knowledge I had, I did my best, and I know that. So that doesn't mean that I don't ever go down that path, the what if paths. So this weekend is the May 2 4 weekend here, which is one of Maddie's favorite weekends of the summer or of the year, because it was kind of the unofficial opening of summer here. In our backyard, rain or shine, would have been filled with people. The hot tub would have been going, the pool would have been going, everything would have been in party mode. And so it is hard to have this weekend without him. Last night, I spent the evening with some of Matt's favorite people, and we had a good time, and I drank tequila, and we listened to some of Matt's favorite songs, and we laughed about them, and then, I came home and sat in this chair for 2 hours and cried. And I thought about him, and I thought about the loss. And I did some of the what ifs. What if we had known 10 years ago what was wrong with him? What if? And one of the big what ifs that I'm processing right now, or one of the things I'm processing, is this idea that during the worst of it, it did occur to me that it was really hard to be him. And I knew that. I knew that on an instinctual level, that it was really hard to be him. But on the worst days, mostly I was preoccupied with how hard it was to be me, and how hard it was to be the kids and his friends, and And so now that I have some space from those situations, and a little bit more insight as to what was going on with Maddie, now I wish that I could go back to those moments and just love him, not judge him, not give him ultimatums, not send him treatment centers, not any of that stuff. I wish I would have sat with him and just ensured that he knew that I loved him just as he was, that my love was not conditional upon any of his choices or behaviors. My ongoing communication and contact with him was, but not my love. Thankfully, as a part of my cancer, or the cancer journey, not my cancer journey, but the cancer journey that I went down, I had gained some of those words and some of that insight while he was alive. And so he certainly in the last year, he knew that that's how it had always been for me. But, you know, I think back to some of his darkest moments, and I think that I know that I added to that burden. I added to it by making demands, giving ultimatums, and judging him. Yeah, and I used to just think, you know, in the hard days, I think, you know, pull your head out of your ass. We have everything. We have everything. We love each other. We've got 2 wonderful kids. We've got great friends. We have a life that people dream of. We have a life that we dreamed of. And I would think, why can't he, you know, I judged him. I found him lacking. I thought if he loved me more, if he loved himself more, if he loved the kids more, that he would do what I expected of him. And now I know that what I expected of him was not possible. And that he did his best. Even on the days where it didn't look like he was doing his best. Even on the days where he didn't get out of bed. I really believe that he was doing his best. And so letting go of judgment for him is easy for me, easier. Letting go of judgment for myself is harder, but just as important, and maybe more important. I found that as I can release some of these things for me, as I can release my self-judgment, my desire, I don't even know if desire is the right word, but my practice of judging others just naturally goes to the wayside. And I've also found that what I judge most harshly in others is what I perceive as negative in them, that I also perceive as a negative in me. So if I'm harshly judging someone, you know, for being a bad mother or for whatever, it's because something in their behavior reminds me of myself. And so that's what I'm working on. Letting go of all that self-judgment that I had for myself for all those years where maybe I could have done something different or better or eased his suffering some. And it's incredibly liberating. The weight that takes off your shoulders. And sometimes it's almost like instantly. It's just that, oh, I don't have to judge myself. Oh, I don't have to judge everybody else. And everything we carry, all that judgment we carry, it requires energy and servicing from us. And so we're putting our energy into that. And if we're putting our energy into that, then that means we're not putting that energy into something useful. I've thought a lot about judgment in general in the last kind of year. And the irony of that is not lost on me. So many of you would know me as, you know, came to know me as a lawyer. And for many years I've been a divorce lawyer, and I've been paid a lot of money and become quite good at judging people, looking at the situation, gleaming from it the negatives, and then putting it into a well-written document. What I did. And like anything I do, I strive to be really good at it. So I got really good at judging people, which led to me judging myself more. So it is ironic that I sit here now encouraging us all to let go of that judgment. And part of that, I kind of had this eureka moment when it came to the whole issue of judgment. I'm still figuring out what my path and my journey is, one step at a time. That's all I'm focusing on. The next step in front of me, maybe the next couple of steps, but really the next step in front of me. So I don't know what's on my path. I don't know what was planned. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I trust that I'm going to get there. It hasn't, got me pretty good so far. But I don't know what I'm supposed to accomplish or what I'm supposed to learn. So if I don't know it for myself, I certainly don't know it for you or anybody else. I don't know what any person on this earth came to learn. I don't know if it was their lifetime to learn what it's like to be the aggressor, to victimize people and how lonely that is. I don't know if it's to heal your own trauma or your family trauma. I don't know what any person, I don't know what my path is. How could I possibly know what yours is? And so if I don't know what any individual person's path, purpose, plan is, how could I possibly judge how they're doing in that? Couldn't. It's illogical to even try. And so now that's what I try to do. I try not to judge. And it's a work in progress. And when I catch myself judging, I think, oh, why am I judging that? What aspect of this do I see in myself and dislike in myself? And how do I heal that? And what do I need, And, I find that as I work on one thing and heal one thing, something else comes to the surface. And so that's what I work on today. It's just letting go of judgment. Starting with yourself. Because if you let go of judgment for yourself, there's not much interest in judging others. You're too busy loving yourself, focusing on building the life that you want. And I think that key part is that you want, right? So society, social media, friends, family, religion, all tells us what we're supposed to do. And I'm going to encourage you to consider letting go of some of that. And instead, focusing on what feels right to you. Learning to trust yourself. And learning to allow ideas to come to you and not immediately judging and dismissing them as, oh, my mother wouldn't understand, or what would my church community say, or what would my husband say, or what would my wife say, or just allowing your thoughts more room to percolate without judgment. And just open yourself to the idea that you actually do know what's best for you. I don't know what's best for you. You know what's best for you. And that's true of each of us. We just have to learn to listen. So that's what I want to work on today. It will be a Reiki meditation. As always, you don't need to believe in Reiki. And all that means is that we're asking, whether you want to use the word God, the universe, whatever word you're most comfortable with, we're asking for connection and inspiration, a divine connection. This is non-denominational. So you could be Catholic, you can be, you can be anything. Buddhist, Islamic, whatever you are, or nothing, that's fine. You just have to be open to it. And you don't have to believe in it. And you don't have to think it's going to work. You can say, I don't think any of this is going to work. It's all hippy-dippy nonsense. But I'm okay with it working if it does. That's all I need, is a willingness to allow it to work. And so I'm going to invite you now to do this meditation with me. You can do it as many times as you want, and each time the energy will flow because you've set an intention. By watching this video, you've set the intention. The energy may work on different things each time you listen to it. I sometimes listen to the same meditation a dozen times, and I'm surprised when each time I get something a little bit different out of it. Sometimes I don't hear any of the words, and sometimes I hear every word. That's okay. Don't judge yourself. Just allow it to be. And so with that, I'm going to flip the camera around, and we're going to do this meditation while it's a little bit stormy outside. I don't know if the rain's going to start pounding again. If it is, it is. We're just gonna accept it. All right. I'm going to invite you now to make yourself really comfortable. Take a few slow, deep breaths through your nose and out your mouth. And just envision that oxygen going to every cell in your body. This time is for you and about you. So allow yourself to be totally in this moment. If other thoughts arise, just gently push them away. But do so gently. Don't be critical with yourself. The more you meditate, the easier it becomes to keep those day-to-day thoughts at bay. Now envision that it's a beautiful day, and you're walking through a beautiful forest. As you walk through this forest, allow yourself to take in the trees and the plants and the flowers, and just notice how clean the air is. Allow yourself to breathe that beautiful forest air really deeply. Feel the clean breeze on your face. As you walk along through the forest, just enjoy that breeze, that forest breeze that whips around you. It's warm and it's gentle. It's as if the leaves and trees around you are dancing. Allow yourself to feel the joy and the peace of the forest. Just realize how connected you are to all of this. That you are not apart from this. You are a part of this. As you walk through the forest, feel the energies of the earth go up through your feet. Just allow yourself to feel that exhilaration and that joy. As you continue to move through the forest, you notice that up ahead it's getting brighter. You come to a small hill, and that hill is covered in long grass and beautiful wildflowers. You feel drawn to climb the hill, and you do so effortlessly. As you climb the hill, feel the grass against your legs. It's soft and inviting and a little bit teasing. Allow yourself to connect with the playfulness of the forest. Welcome that playfulness back into your heart. And just for a moment, feel how good it feels to have that playfulness. It only takes a short time for you to get to the top of the hill. At the top of the hill, there's a beautiful, large tree. And you realize that that tree, for hundreds of years, has looked out over the valley, over the forest. You sit down next to the tree and lean your back against it, taking in the view. Allow yourself to just be fully immersed in that view now, appreciating the beauty of it all. As you sit there, you look at all the various trees and plants down below you. You see some are straight, some are twisted, some are young and some are old. Some have broken branches, Some are sturdy and some are weak. From your vantage point, you can tell that some trees, some of the plants got more light than others. Some didn't get enough light. Some got enough rain and some didn't. And you don't feel judgment for these trees. You feel appreciation for how each tree, each plant, how they found a way to survive in the circumstances they were placed. You can feel love and respect for the journey that they took to survive, to be there, to grow. And you realize, just like those trees, those people in your life, each person in your life should be celebrated, for they too have found a way to survive in their particular set of circumstances, their life's path. You do not need to judge them, only admire their strength and beauty. You then realize that you also have that same strength and beauty in you. Take a moment now just to reflect on all that you have overcome. Do not be modest in this moment. Reflect now on all that you have overcome to bring you to this point in time right now. Now thank yourself. Thank yourself for getting you to this point, for learning and experiencing and surviving all that you have. Thank yourself. As you sit on that hilltop, thanking yourself for all the growth you've gone through and all that you've experienced, it gently begins to rain. The rain is warm and welcomed. And again, that childlike wonder comes back, that joy of just sitting in the warm rain. Feel how it glistens down you, warm and playful. Now allow that rain, if you're ready, to wash away your self-judgment. And where that self-judgment once was, we invite in the light of self-love and acceptance and appreciation. We ask that we train ourselves to focus on all the positive, all that we've gained from our challenges, and that we see them not as failures but as tools. Tools on the way of our personal growth. Tools that support that personal growth. Allow that rain, that warm rain falling upon you, to wash away that self-guilt, that judgment. Allow it to leave you now. Notice the lightness in your heart, in your whole body as that judgment leaves. And say to yourself, the energy I once put into judging myself and others, I now redirect to loving myself and building my true, authentic life. As the wind swirls around you, as the rain comes down, imagine now what your true, authentic life looks like. No matter what thought comes to your mind, do not judge it. Do not criticize it. Just allow it. Follow it. Listen to the voice inside of you that's leading you down your path. Trusting that this is in your best interest, in your soul's highest interest. And at the same time, that is a gift to all. That your loving yourself just as you are is a gift not just to yourself, but to all the universe. Envision that life now. you may you may stay in your experience for as long as you feel guided. But whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes slowly and come back. And I always encourage you just to take a few minutes to write down what your thoughts are. If you don't have time, that's okay. If you have a few moments, just write down, without hesitation and without a lot of thought, exactly what you're thinking. These often provide good insight. Thank you for coming today. I hope the rest of your weekend is lovely and light.